you know what? You gotta love your job in order to do what I do. And of course, I am a lover of my job, and I always love it when we have individuals stop by and just kind of say hi. We can see him; he cannot see us. We can see him. He can. Man, that's a pretty nice view you got back there.
Yeah, I live in the woods.
Man, that doesn't look like the woods to me. That just that's gorgeous. What,
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Bill?
I'm
Bill,
blessed,
what?
just like you're blessed
Yeah,
for loving what you do.
I love what I do, man. I'm like a kid in a candy store. You know, my daddy told me go and get anything you want out of the biggest candy store in the country, and I came back with a pack of jawbreakers. Go figure.
Oh, jawbreakers.
Yeah,
You sucked on them though.
yeah. I ain't got no teeth no more, man. I didn't. you know.
I hear you.
So I tell you, but that is gorgeous, man. Where are you located, Bill?
It's in Yantic, Connecticut. It's part of the city of Norwich, which is about 35,000 people. We're in southeastern Connecticut.
Mm. Can I visit?
Sure.
I mean, I just want to visit. I love home, but I
Well, it's a big, big, beautiful world.
yeah. Well, you know what? Do we ever really visit? Because we're a part of everything that's here. Right? We just
Oh, that's right down my alley, a part of everything. I love that.
yeah, we are. Well,
Yeah.
I'm grateful. Of course, those that don't know now, my friend Bill Marshall's here, and he's one of our featured authors as well on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP TV. All you have to do is stop by our platform and, of course, click on the tab that is titled Featured Authors. You will see a copy of the current publication. Let me show it to you on the screen just so you don't have any problems. Fishing, or, what? I always say fishing against the tide. But it's not fishy. Okay, I just want you to know that. I just
It's
want you.
not fishy.
It's not. Yeah. um, but we want you to click on the book cover. It will take you to the necessary location to find out more information and details about the author, as well as the publication. And I tell you, when you start pushing against the tide, you got to push hard because I tell you, Bill's going to tell us why. In the meantime, we're going to get back to Bill and find out who he is. You know what, Bill? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Who are you? Where you're from? And give us a little bit of background.
Part of my book is about that, as a matter of fact. Who are we? How do we define ourselves? Anyways, the standard model is I retired in September when I was diagnosed with uh, stage four metastatic cancer and started writing the book immediately. And I was an audiologist. An audiologist is someone trained to deal with hearing loss and hearing aids. And after that, in September 2020, which is when I was diagnosed, is actually when I started writing this book. But I was a long distance runner for most of my life, ranked number four in the country in the over 40 age group. And I just loved doing it. And eventually my hips started going and I couldn't run anymore. So I went to a doctor and he x-rayed me and said, well, you're having more pain than what my x-ray is showing and what the examination showed. And then he sent me for an MRI. This is all in the book. And I've been writing now since 1995, and I have about 7 books out, all having to do with consciousness, our connectedness to everything, and about reality itself. And the book is about that and how I deal with my cancer. I'm in my house now. My wife is sitting over on the couch knitting, and my two dogs are on the floor napping, which you
Wow.
may hear if a car or a truck comes up here or
Oh,
whatever. And as soon as I found my diagnosis, because he sent me for an MRI this time, I pretty much started writing this book, Pushing Against the Tide.
okay.
Now, your understanding of that may have been a little off because pushing against the tide is not really what I do. It's what most people do. You push against.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I've found is that through many, many years of research and studying, basically in getting to who I am.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And if you think about it for a minute, if you think about a river and a river stone, lodged in the bed of the river, and a river reed, right?
Uh-huh.
So what does the river reed do? It flows with the in and out of the tide, and it
Right.
grows stronger and it grows taller, and the stone locked in place pushes against both the tide coming in and the tide coming out.
Yeah.
So what happens over the years? The river life whittles down that stone or boulder or the Grand Canyon to nothing. I
Right.
mean, those stones turn into sand if they're left there long enough. But the river reed just sort of sways and goes and moves, and he grows tall and strong. And the book is about not pushing against the tide
Mm.
and basically allowing every moment of your life to sort of pass through and allowing with a gratitude. Now, I hear a lot of times, people, when good things happen to them, will say, well, thank you,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But you never hear them say, thank you, Jesus,
When
when
something
they get
bad.
cancer
Yeah.
or bad things happen.
Yeah.
My first response when I learned of my cancer was one of gratitude because I believe all these things, and it's connected to body consciousness because I don't think the body is here just to carry the soul.
Right,
I
right.
believe the body also communicates to us if we know how to listen. So I actually thank my body. And all of this is sort of laid out in detail in the book. So I'll start blabbing. If you want to ask certain questions about the book,
Okay.
because I can talk for forever about this stuff.
One of the things I want to say before we continue is I need you to make sure that you tell your wife that I love sweaters and I love I love sweaters and any color is fine except pink.
Yeah,
And I wear about a medium to large size, and I just love them to be originally made. With the Colorado or what is it? Connecticut, Colorado. Where is it?
Connecticut.
Connecticut with the
Yeah.
Connecticut feel. Um, and dogs barking,
Oh
and
yeah.
no,
You
just
know
tell her.
I'm something because we have nothing but windows here.
Wow.
I just
T-
bolted out.
so you
A
make
lot
sure.
of time they just go out when they see ghosts or something. I don't.
They're pushing against the tide. Okay,
Yeah.
listen. So you make sure you tell your wife that it can be a large, any color sweater.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's been working on a lot of stocking caps, and she just finished mine for the holidays. She must have done like 7 in a row.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you right off, man, she's not going to knit you a sweater, but she'll do a stocking cap.
Us, I'm bald headed.
Oh man, all the more reason to wear
Wear a
one.
stocking cap. That's right.
Sarah,
Okay.
Sarah, hand me the stocking cap you made for me. I'm going to show you, man. They're
Okay.
beautiful.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see.
All right, she's getting it.
Let me
Here
see.
it is.
Let's-
Good throw, Sarah.
Oh my.
Look
Oh
at that baby, huh?
yeah. Oh my. Tell her
That's it, huh?
I'm.
I see the color well.
Hey,
It's sort of a
yeah.
purplish.
Yeah.
Man, you need one of these
Are you,
things
are
at your
you
bar.
kidding me? In Chicago, I need two of those.
You need, well, this one's pretty warm,
Yeah. Well,
you know?
I might want to switch up and just kind of
Yeah.
make a
Well, you know
fashion.
what works well is if you wear this under a hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's like perfect. You're gonna be good.
Tell her
You're
I'll be.
just gonna have to send me the address where she can send it.
All right. I'm gonna make sure
You
you
gotta
get it.
do. I know what you look like. You got probably the same size head as me.
I got the same size head with no hair.
Well, I'm sort of getting there myself.
Hey,
I'll take this off.
you might as well accept it, Bill. You ain't got none
Yeah,
either.
I have. Acceptance
Ah!
is a big thing. I go deeply into acceptance in the book.
Yeah, I bet. And speaking of that, of
Yeah.
course, your book is not just it's not just entertaining. And
Oh no.
I was speaking to a young lady earlier, uh, um, Yvonne, and I told her the same thing. I said your book is very informational. It's necessary. She was speaking to me about a situation where a a child had went through some things with an adult,
Mhm.
and it was very unacceptable. And you in this case, I lost a brother to cancer. I lost an aunt, but I never lose them totally. I always keep them in the present. But when I hear a situation like that, and I hear that you share and show gratitude versus animosity, anger, um, it speaks volume. So I'm more willing to say thank you for accepting the invitation to be here with us today to share. Now I know there's going to be people out there, Bill, that they're going to want to show their love, care, concern, and support. Maybe go out and purchase a copy of your publication and share it with their followers, their family, their friends. What's the process for them to do so? How can this publication be purchased and received?
Well, it's pretty easy. The book is on Amazon, so they go to, or they can go to your site and click the book cover on your site, and that links them to the book page on Amazon. But if they go directly to Amazon, they can do a search. Just search "Pushing Against the Tide" by Bill Marshall, and the book will come up, and it's both in paperback and in the Kindle version. So it's pretty easy to get. All my other books on there too. So um, yeah, it's no big deal.
Well,
You
I
don't have to
do.
get in your car and go to a bookstore.
Now these days, if you do that, something's wrong. Um,
I
it-
agree. As long
the,
as you get the book.
yeah, and I love the fact that you told them that they can go to our site.
Yep.
You are and will remain for quite some time. I just made a promise to a young lady a few moments ago. I'm going to make you the same promise. Pushing against the tide is not something that is just entertaining. It's informational, it's necessary, it has resources. It gives credibility on certain areas, and it shows and gives strength. It's necessary, it's valuable.
The information in it has transformed me,
Wow.
and it comes from all of those years. You know how people say, why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have attempted to answer that. And I think, first of all, people don't understand actually the nature in this world that is actually designed for us to play in and not to suffer. And if we do suffer, uh, hopefully the suffering teaches you how to not suffer, at least
Mm,
not as much. You can diminish that.
right,
But,
right.
how do we do it? Typically, we turn to pills,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As an audiologist, I'd have older people come in for a visit and I'll test their hearing. And they have like a full page of medications.
Wow.
And, nobody can tell me that anyone knows the interaction on the body of all of those medications.
Yeah,
No one.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, people too that are on like 20 medications.
yeah, yeah. Wow.
So it's interesting. It's a bit outside the box, but I think I presented it in a way where people will go, "Oh," not not going, "What a bunch of BS
Right,
this is."
right,
And
right.
generally, you might say that when nothing has worked for you before,
Yeah.
and you've tried everything, and it's like, well, I'm just doomed. Well, no. So there's a way to address most things if you have a little understanding. You don't have to buy into it. I shared this stuff and I've been sharing it not only in my novels, because that kind of thinking appears in my novels, and in my nonfiction books, this being one of them, which I share it because it works for me. I don't go out proselytizing about this stuff. Jehovah's Witnesses proselytize, what their beliefs are. And it, I mean, they're free to do that. I accept they're doing it. But I'm not proselytizing as much as I'm simply sharing.
Yeah. Now, let me
I'm
ask you
not,
this.
I'm not going to argue my point. Just here it is, and hope hopefully, if you find something that really tweaks you, and you'll feel that in your body, you'll get a lot like a little aha moment.
Now, how can
You know,
someone reach out if they wanted to touch base and speak with you on a more individual basis about not just the publication, but maybe your experiences? How can you be reached? How can someone reach out and connect with you?
well, I have a excuse me, I have an author page on Facebook, and they can go to or do a search, Bill Marshall author. It has its own link, but I can't do that here. But if they look up Bill Marshall author, they should be able to find it in their search if they do a search on Facebook. Because
Okay.
I answer just about everybody, and if someone wants to argue with me, I'm not gonna argue with them. For instance, my sister uh, told me once, Bill, why don't you respond when someone really uh, disses you? Says my sister Marilyn, she's passed away a couple months ago. And I said, well, Marilyn, I don't post this stuff to try to convince anybody. If they don't find it fits in with who they are, uh, then that's fine.
Right.
I'll
Right.
let you do it because
Ah.
she loved arguing with him,
Wow.
and you won't ever see me on Facebook arguing a point. I put it out there. I'm not going out to teach anyone. I'm not. I used to, and that was a part of my metamorphosis because initially it seemed so wild and true to me. But as I learned over the past, in this metamorphosis I write about in the book,
Yeah.
started about 33 years ago. So I've been doing this for 33 years
Wow.
ago. And the cancer, I thought I was like pretty good with understanding who I was, and I was comfortable and so on. And I believe in body consciousness. Over the past at least 20 years or more, there's been books, tons of books written about the body mind connection, which I believed in and believe in now. But what they don't typically tell you, or because they don't know it, is that what the body does when it makes you ill is it's presenting a communication.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's huge, as with me. So my question was at 75 years, what am I, Sarah? 75? I'm 76. Always trying to, whittle it down a little.
I know. I do the same thing. I tell you.
Yeah. So what I did first, as I told you, is I expressed literally to my body consciousness gratitude. I even expressed gratitude to the cancer tumors because they're part of what's communicating to me. All right. But what we do is, well, we got attacked by a mindless cell that in the cell, cancer cells are insane because if they win the game, not only am I consumed, but then so are they.
Yeah.
So all of that is really laid out in the book in a very personal way. I'm rarely using you, you know, you this, you should do this. No, this is what I have done. And it's really been an awesome experience in how the body consciousness responds.
Right.
I asked the question, why now at 76 would you get out the sledgehammer? Huh? And what are you trying to tell me? And that's all in the book.
Right.
And it has helped tremendously.
Well, I want you guys to know. If you don't know, now you know that Bill Marshall is one of our featured authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP TV. You can always stop by our platform and click on the tab that is simply titled Featured Authors. You will see a copy of Pushing Against the Tide. I am showing you the cover currently on our television screen. If you click on that title, it will take you to the necessary location to find out more information about the author as well as the publications, or shall I say publications, because he has plenty of them. If I were to ask you, Bill, what's next, what would your response be?
What's next? Well, um,
The short version.
the short version is is seeing how long I can breathe air.
I know that's right. Wow.
And, each day for me gets better and better.
Yeah.
And, I'm taking two medications, and I explain that plus addressing body consciousness. I take two medications, which I believe in science, and I don't believe 100% that I can cure myself. Okay. Because miracles, as I understand it, happens when someone has 100% trust, belief. And that's not easy, let me tell you, because there are always little critters of doubt. And so I knew I had a little bit of doubt in the uh, in science and medications, and a little bit of doubt that I was going to be able to heal. So I combined the two. So I'm taking my medications, basically with prostate cancer. Um, prostate tumors feed on testosterone. Okay. And so the medications basically uh, kill off your own testosterone. And so initially, I was weak and, I was having night sweats. It was almost like becoming a menopausal woman, um, which is not bad. That's what it felt like. Constantly putting on my hoodie or taking off my sweatshirt, putting it on. Sweats, restless leg syndrome. So what I told my body, I said, look, all these side effects from the medications, take care of them, except the testosterone. I don't want any more side effects except the necessary ones that are going to happen when you take something that gets rid of testosterone. And slowly but surely, all of those side effects, which now were from the medication, not the tumors. I have no pain. I go out, I split wood with my splitter. I'm stacking wood. I'm going out to the barn and, piecing stuff together out there. I'm 76. So I'm not like when I was running 40. So my mind has to sort of separate, well, what's going on with me not being able to do the things I used to do? Well, hell, I'm 76 years old. Is this cancer or is this because I'm 76?
Well, I believe that you're gonna find
That
out.
kind of thing.
You're gonna find
And
out
so
more.
I've also chosen to, get accustomed to the new me, to be present to it, to be open to it, and don't struggle against it. You push against things, you get what you want. What happens when two people start arguing together? Neither one of them is listening to the other really. But what happens? You don't have one just say, oh, I love you, you're right all along. No, when people argue and stuff like that, they just get worse. The argument escalates. You talk louder, stuff like that. So I just basically what's next is whatever life presents to me.
Pushing against
Yeah,
the
no
tide.
pushing. Allow it.
Well, I'm going to say this. I am
Allow it.
so grateful, Bill, that you are more than willing to share, your experiences, your trials, your test, share your testimony, and I'm going to be honored to present this information as well as the publication to people around the world, all of our viewers, all of our listeners in over 176 countries. We are going to allow this conversation to be aired on our weekly Comcast cable program. We're going to allow this conversation to be aired on our YouTube channel, on Facebook, and wherever else that we can have it disseminated to receive, because we want people to understand that you can overcome any of the challenges that you may be facing. It's pretty much how you face them. We know you have our phone number. We know that you can reach out, you can call, you can text, you can chat, you can tweet. We want you to know that we want to be here to help you in any way we can, assist you on your journey. We want you to know that there's nothing that you can ask of us to assist you with. If we can, we will. The answer will always be yes, and you will never, ever, 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 ever have to ask us twice, as long as your wife sends me one of those caps, okay? So,
She'll do it.
with that being said, I'm going to make sure that we send the information out. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. We appreciate you being here with us today, and we appreciate you allowing us to be a part of your journey. Now, we're going to be asking you back real soon. We're going to be inviting you back, and we want to talk a little bit more about some of the other publications that you have available for the viewers and listeners around the world. So don't think that for 1 minute this is the first and last time that we're going to have you here. As a matter of fact, I believe you have something coming up tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
I do.
So we're going to make sure that we continue to expose this information. We know time is of the essence. So we will let you go, but we will be reaching out to you shortly to let you know what happens from here. We thank you so much for your time, for your information, for your publication, for your, just you being you. And we want you to know that we're going to be inviting you back to talk more. And I cannot wait to get to that area because it just looks so nice. So, with that being said, you have a fantabulous rest of your day. We look forward to talking with you again soon. I'll be giving you a call. You continue to be blessed and continue to be a blessing. We love you, Bill. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yes, indeed. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody. We'll talk to you soon, Bill. You have a blessed day, okay? Tell your wife bye, and don't forget she can start on my, okay, bye.
Bye.